Good evening, everyone. Welcome again to another live streaming of tax training. And tonight, our topic would be about tax updates. We will discuss the Revenue Regulations 15-2021, Revenue Regulation 16-2021, RR 17-2021, at saka itong RMC 91-2021. No? Ito yung filing of returns during the ECQ. And then we will have our question and answer. And thank you very much for our subscribers. Umabot na po tayo ng 24,200. No? Excuse me lang po ha, kasi iba yung ating assist ngayon eh. Sir, walang ilaw. Ito, dalawa. Una yung 15-2021. Pero maiksi lang to eh, kaya okay lang. No? Shout out. May shout out tayo. Bago yung assist po natin ngayon, kaya medyo iba ang serbisyo. Sige.
Oh, hello. May shout out tayo.
Okay.
Para kay shout out kay Ma'am Lilia Fernando.
Si Ma'am Lilia.
Iris Mendoza. Mantex Apiles,
Okay.
Eunice Punsalan, Amazing LB, Ethel Reyes, Janet Alusiman,
Okay.
Iris Mendoza, Rosalina Chune, Usum Wasak, saka si Mr. Hector Soriano. Magandang gabi po sa inyo.
Okay. So, good evening po no sa lahat ng mga viewers natin. Good evening po, no? So, tuloy lang po tayo kasi wala na tayong assist ngayon. Umuwi na si Harry on preparation nga ng lockdown bukas, no? So, umuwi na sila dahil kung bukas pa lockdown na, baka hindi na sila makauwi. Hanggang kailan ba itong lockdown dito? August 1 to 15. Dito sa atin, August hanggang August 20, no? Sir?
August 20.
Okay. So, kaya nagsiuwian na sila kasi baka hindi na makaalis bukas, no? Dahil nga lockdown. That's why, in anticipation, yun, umuwi na sila. So, we'll start with our tax updates, no? So, itong... Excuse me. Patayin mo yung ano doon, maingay. Bakit nagsasalita?
Parang ko naririnig ko.
Ha?
Ganyan na ako na lang.
Hinaan mo.
Ganyan ako na.
Okay, sige po. Pasensya na po at medyo naririnig pa rin.
Hindi pala ako naririnig dito. Ayaw na.
Okay. So this Revenue Regulations 15-2021 differs the implementation of 9-2021. Ano po yung Revenue Regulations 9-2021? Yung kinukolekta na yung 12% VAT on the transactions ng yung constructive export, no? So ang tinamaan dito karamihan yung mga PESA registered enterprises on their export, no, ng goods na ginagamit ng raw materials karamihan. So, dati zero rated sila since hindi naman talaga siya export, no? Constructive lang. Sinubject na under the create law, sinubject na sila sa value added tax. Kaya, ito yung inimplement ng Revenue Regulations 9-2021. But, since hindi pa masyadong kompleto yung guidelines na yon, dinefer nitong RR 15-2021. So, yung export, no, yung mga transactions na subject to 12% VAT, hindi ko lang alam kung anong treatment kasi kung dinefer itong implementation ng 9-2021. So definitely, yung mga transactions dito that were subjected to value added tax, hindi mo na sila isa-subject, no? Okay. Next, we have the Revenue Regulation 16-2021. Ito naman po yung manner of submission of copies ng BIR Forms 2307 and 2316. Ano po ba itong 2316? As the Sir 2316 is the certificate of withholding tax on compensation. No? Ito yung mga binibigay na certificate sa mga employees. So nagkaroon lang dito ng pagbabago on the manner of submission to the BIR. Ano naman itong BIR form number 2307? Ito yung certificate of withholding tax of expanded tax, no? Withheld at source. Okay. So ano pong pagbabago dito? Ito yung mandatory submission of summary alpha list of withholding agents of income payments subject to creditable withholding taxes. Ito yung expanded withholding tax, no? And payee, income recipient, and of monthly alpha list of payees. Ito yung MAP. No? Kasi ang South sa compensation yan. Ang MAP naman, monthly alpha list of payees, yan naman ang sa expanded withholding. No? Okay. So returns required to be filed with South and certificate of creditable tax withheld at source. No? So provided, however, that the South shall be submitted through the applicable modes of submission prescribed under RR 1-2014 using the data entry and validation module of the BIR. Alam ko mayroon ng ginawa si Hari dito na validation module, no? Data entry. Meron tayo dyan sa ating video, pre-recorded na video, no? So using the data entry and validation module of the BIR, on the other hand, in lieu of the submission of hard copies of certificate of creditable tax withheld at source or BIR form number 2307 as an attachment to South, the following procedure shall be strictly observed. Ano yung procedure na yan? Number 1, scan the original copies of BIR form number 2307 through a scanning machine or device. So in short, gawin mo siyang soft copy. Number 2, store the soft copies of BIR form number 2307 using the file format and naming conventions prescribed under the available modes of or submission facilities of the BIR. So, anong gagawin mo siya sa kanya? I-save mo, no? I-store mo yung soft copies. And then, submit the soft copies of said BIR form in accordance with revenue issuances governing the selected modes or submission facilities of the BIR. So, ito yung sa e-submission pagka online, no? Kasi yung ibang mode of submission, di ba, linalagay ito sa diskette, no? Tapos pinapa-receive sa BIR. Okay. So, with respect to the provisions of Section 2.83 of RR number 2-98, as amended by RR number 11-2013, the same are hereby further amended to read as follows. Statements and return. However, in cases covered by substituted filing, ano yung substituted filing of return? Ito yung mga employees na hindi na kailangan mag-file ng income tax return or BIR form 1700, no? So, in case of substituted filing, the employer shall furnish each employee with the original copy of BIR form number 2316 and in lieu of the submission of hard copies of the duplicate original thereof, the following procedure shall be strictly observed. Ano naman tong procedure ng 2316? No? Ano yung 2316? Ito yung Certificate of Withholding Tax withheld on compensation. No? Number 1, scan the original copies of BIR form number 2316 through a scanning machine or device. So, gawin mo siyang soft copy. Number 2, store the soft copies of BIR form number 2316 using the file format and naming conventions prescribed for the available modes or submission facilities of the BIR. So, once na soft copy na siya, you store it. Yung iba, ini-store sa diskette. Kung i-submit nyo naman sila online, then i-save natin sa ating computer and then submit na natin online. Meron din pong mga pre-recorded video dyan si Harry, no? Sundan na lang po natin. Number 3, submit the soft copies of said BIR form in accordance with revenue issuances governing the selected modes or submission facilities of the BIR. So, meron ang BIR na e-submission. No? You can submit it online provided na pagka nasubmit mo na sila online, hintayin ninyo yung confirmation, no? Because yung confirmation, yun yung katunayan na talagang pumasok na sa system ng BIR. Kasi mamaya, all the while you thought na nakapag-comply na kayo kasi nag-send na kayo, hindi naman pala na-receive ng BIR. That's why you wait for the confirmation. Kasi pagka walang confirmation, i-refile nyo po talaga ulit, no? Kasi yun lang yung proof nyo na nakapag-file kayo. Pag wala yung confirmation, ang ibig sabihin nun, hindi kayo nakapag-file. Okay? So, yun po yung revenue regulations natin, 16-2021. Yan po yung mode of submission ng BIR Form 2316 or the Certificate of Withholding Tax Withheld on Compensation at saka yung BIR Form 2307 or the Certificate of Withholding of Creditable Withholding Tax at Source. No? Okay, so we have the Revenue Regulations 15-2021 and we have the discuss also the Revenue Regulation 16-2021. Now, let's go to Revenue Regulations 17-2021. Ano po yung 17-2021? No, ito yung about the extension ng state tax amnesty, no? Kasi natapos na to noong June 2021, but because of Republic Act 11569, inamend niya yung Republic Act 11213 ngayon hanggang June 2023 na siya ulit, no? Or na-extend ng 2 years. Okay. So, ano tong subject na Revenue Regulation 17-2021? This amends certain provision of Revenue Regulations number 6-2019 to implement the extension of the estate tax amnesty pursuant to Republic Act number 11569, which amended RA number 11213, otherwise known as the Tax Amnesty Act. No? Okay, so Section 1, ito yung regulations promulgated to implement the extension of the estate tax amnesty, no? And then amend provision of Revenue Regulation 6-2019. Okay. For the Section 2, okay. Section 9, 12, and 13 of RR 6-2019 are hereby amended as follows. So Section 9, time and place of filing estate tax amnesty return. Okay, so saan ba siya ipafile? No? Then the time. For purposes of these regulations, the estate tax amnesty return, no, ETAR, bear for number 2118EA, Annex B, shall be filed by the executor or administrator, legal heirs, transferees, and beneficiaries who wish to avail of the estate tax amnesty not later than June 14, 2023. Kailan yung deadline po ng ating tax amnesty on estate? June 14, 2023. With the revenue district officer having jurisdiction over the last residence of the decedent. So very important po yung salita na over the last residence of the decedent. No? So take note of that. In the case of a non-resident decedent with the executor or administrator in the Philippines, the ETAR, estate tax amnesty return, shall be filed with the RDO where such executor, administrator is registered, or if not registered, at the executor, administrator's legal residence. In the case of a non-decedent with no executor or administrator in the Philippines, the ETAR shall be filed with RDO number 39 South Quezon City. Bakit? Because RDO 39 South Quezon City is the most unique district of the BIR all over the Philippines because RDO 39 has the jurisdiction of the national office. No? Kaya lahat ng mga international transactions that should be filed in the national office, naka-assign yan sa RDO 39. No? Okay, so within 5 work, the duly accomplished and sworn ATAR together with the acceptance payment form or the APF BIR form number 0621AA Annex C and complete documents as enumerated in the ATAR shall be presented to the concerned RDO within 5 working days from the receipt of documents. The concerned RDO shall either endorse the APF for payment of the estate amnesty tax with the authorized agent bank AEBs or revenue collection officer RCOs, or shall notify the taxpayer of any deficiency in the application. Only the duty-endorsed APF shall be presented to and received by the AEB or RCO. Okay. Proof of settlement of the estate, whether judicial or extrajudicial, need not accompany the ETAR if it is not yet available at the time of the filing, but no electronic certificate authorizing registration or the ECAR shall be issued unless such proof is presented and submitted to the concerned RDO. No? Okay. After payment, the duly accomplished and sworn ETAR and EPF with proof of payment together with a complete documentary requirement shall be immediately submitted to the RDO in triplicate copies. No? Failure to submit the same until June 14, 2023 is tantamount to non-availment of the estate tax amnesty. Why? Kasi hanggang June 14, 2023 lang yung amnesty. Hindi ka nag-file, hindi ka nag-submit. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka nag-avail. No? Any payment may be applied against the total regular estate tax due inclusive of penalties. Halimbawa, nagbayad ka na ng estate tax pero hindi ka naman nagbigay ng mga documents, no? Para ma-process mo yung clearance mo. And then, naglapse na yung June 14, 2023. Yung binayad mo na estate tax, no? Sa bangko, halimbawa, pag nag-file ka ulit, ibabawas na lang yun doon sa supposed to be payment nyo, no? Pero sayang, kaya dapat i-avail na, no? Kasi sa availment sa estate tax, napaka-importante po yung documents. Okay? So, Section 12, issuance of certificate of availment. The certificate of availment of the estate tax amnesty, Annex D, shall be issued by the concerned RDO within 15 calendar days from the receipt of the application for estate tax amnesty together with duly validated APF, no acceptance payment form, or proof of payment and complete documentary requirements enumerated in revised BIR form number 2118EA. No? So, yun yung mga requirements. Section 13, issuance of electronic certificate authorizing registration. Why? Why kailangan po yung ECAR or the electronic certificate authorizing registration? Because the properties involved in the estate are registrable property. Mga lupa sila, no? So, kailangan talaga yung maayos, no? So, ECAR for all properties covered by single transaction. One ECAR shall be issued per real property, including the improvements, if any, covered by original certificate of title or transfer certificate of title, condominium certificate of title or tax declaration for untitled properties. For personal properties included in the estate, a separate ECAR shall be issued. No? Kung may personal property siya, hindi lang real property yung doon sa declaration, then okay. A separate ECAR shall be issued, no? Issue yung electronic certificate authorizing registration sa taxpayer doon sa nag-avail, no? So the ECAR shall only be issued upon submission of the proof of estate settlement. Nandoon na yung resibo, nandoon na yung application, and of course, kompleto po yung mga attachments. Napakaraming attachment po sa estate tax, no? Extrajudicial settlement of estate, copy of court order, these are just sample. In the event that these documents include properties not indicated in the ETAR filed, the particular property shall likewise be excluded from the ECAR, unless additional estate tax amnesty payment shall be made if the submission is within the amnesty period. Otherwise, the additional estate tax to be paid for the additional properties indicated in the extrajudicial settlement or court order shall be subject to applicable estate tax rate, including interest and penalties. No? So, yun po yung sinasabi dito. Hinighlight pa, no? So, ibig sabihin, very important. Okay. Applicability of existing revenue issuances on estate tax amnesty under RR number 11213. Okay. Except for the amendment made in section 2 hereof, the provisions of existing revenue issuances to implement and to clarify the estate tax amnesty under RA number 11213 shall continue to apply to the extension of the period of its availment under the present RA number 11569. All reference to Republic Act number 11213 on those revenue issuances shall also apply to RA number 11569. Okay. So, meron na siyang repealing clause. Meron siyang mga attachment, no? Ito yung estate tax amnesty return or the 2118 EA, no? Ang init, Sir Eugene, paki-ano doon, paki-on, no? Okay. So, for the BR form number 2118 EA, this was enhanced, no? Dated July 2021. Okay. Why July 2021? Kasi, bago lang ito in-extend, no? So, estate tax amnesty return pursuant to Republic Act number 11213 as amended by RA number 11569. No? Remember na mahigpit tayo when it comes to amnesty. Why? Ano ba ang amnesty? Ito yung meron kang tax liability na ito yung dapat mong bayaran, but because of the tax amnesty, meron ka pa rin liability pero inaalaw na ng gobyerno na magbabayad ka lang ng konti. No? Hindi yung full amount. Okay, date of death, no? So, sabi ko na sa inyo, very important po yung date of death at wag na wag kayong magkamali dyan. So, kung halimbawa may mga namatay tayo na mahal sa buhay natin, alamin talaga yung totoong date of death. Hindi yung lagay lang tayo ng lagay dyan. Na halimbawa, yung isang decedent, namatay siya sa Manila, pero hindi naman talaga siya roon, no? So, take note na dapat sa death certificate, tama yung address, no? Kasi ano yung mga disadvantages doon? Kagaya nung sinasabi ko sa inyo na example, no? Kinuha siya ng anak niya, yung father, dinala sa Bicol para malagaan, no? So, doon namatay yung father sa Bicol, pero taga Quezon City siya at yung mga properties nila nandito sa Quezon City. Okay, so what happened? Since namatay siya sa Bicol, ang nilagay na address sa kanyang date of death certificate, ang nilagay na address sa Bicol din, no? And then ang mga properties niya andito sa Quezon City. So here comes now na filing ng income tax. Anong ginawa? Ginamit ngayon kaagad-agad yung death certificate at nakita doon, hindi siya taga Quezon City. So, anong ginawa ng mga taga Quezon City? Turo siya doon sa Bicol. Okay. So, doon na siya nag-file ng estate tax, no? Amnesty return. But, ang mga properties niya dito sa Quezon City, no? So, naturally, since may edad na siya, yung decedent, no, namatay sa Bicol, pero may property sa Quezon City, sa Bicol talaga nag-file ng estate tax, no? Since meron tayong mga requirements, especially with the claim of additional deductions, no, at saka yung standard deductions. So what happened? Hindi siya pina-claim, no, yung namatay sa Bicol. Bakit hindi siya pinapa-claim ng standard deductions ng family home na 10 million? Kasi Wala naman siyang bahay sa Bicol, nakikitira lang doon sa anak niya. So, yun, definitely, hindi siya pwede mag-claim ng 10 million na family home. No? So, saan siya dapat? Dapat dito siya nag-declare ng family home sa Quezon City dahil nandito yung property niya. Nandyan talaga yung family home niya. No? So, sino yung nagkamali dito? Yung informant. That's why dapat ang informant, alam nila anong kahalagahan ng death certificate. Because pag sa death certificate pa lang, yung place ay mali na o kaya may issues na, talagang mahihirapan tayo. No? So, the date of death, nakalagay ka agad dyan. Amended estate tax return, yes or no? Yes, kung may na-file ka na previously. No? Is there a previous filed estate tax return prior to estate tax amnesty? Yes or no? No? Pwede rin kayo mag-answer dyan ng yes. Pwede rin no. Okay. So, you fill up there the taxpayer identification number, the taxpayer's name, the RDO code, no? So, state of, nakalagay dyan, yung pangalan ng namatay or ng decedent. And then, residence of decedent at the time of death, no? Kung saan talaga siya na matay. Name of executor administrator, no? So, nakalagay dyan yung last name, first name, middle name. Okay. Ang middle name na yan, para yan sa individual or registered name for non-individual. Sino yung mga non-individual? Ito yung mga corporations, no? Trust. Okay. Residence of decedent at the time of death, no? So, sabihin mo, taga Quezon City po siya. Bakit sa death certificate niya, Bicol? Ay, dinala lang po siya doon. So, dapat ipa-correct ninyo yung record talaga na tama, no? Number 10, name of executor, administrator, last name, middle name, for individual or registered name for non-individual. Address of executor or administrator. No? So, yan yung sa line number 11 natin. And then you have the 11A. Yan yung po yung zip code. No? And then we have the PIN of executor or administrator. Ano po yung difference ng executor and administrator? Executor, ito yung appointed nila na mag-i-execute pagka may last will and testament po yung namatay. Ano yung last will and testament? Nakalagay doon, either in writing siya or typewritten, nakalagay doon kung kanino ipapamana nung namatay yung kanyang mga ari-arian. No? Yan ang executor. Why? Kasi i-execute niya yung last will and testament. Ano naman yung administrator? Yung namatay or yung decedent, wala po siyang last will and testament. So, anong gagawin ng administrator? Sila na mismo yung gagawa ng extrajudicial settlement to divide among themselves yung ari-arian ng decedent. No? So, yun po yung executor or administrator. Sino po nag-appoint nito? Kung judicial, dadaan sa korte, it's the court will appoint the executor or administrator. Pero kung extrajudicial, yung mga beneficiaries or yung mga heirs, sila na po yung nag-appoint ng executor or administrator. Sa experience ko naman, karamihan pagka may wife or may surviving spouse pa yung decedent, karamihan na naging administrator is the surviving spouse. No? And then we have the contact number ng executor or administrator. And then the email address. No? So, for the part 2, we have the total tax payable. Ito na yung computation. No? So, we have the particulars. And then nakalagay dyan kung exclusive ba siya o conjugal. No? Ano yung exclusive? Pag-aari talaga ng namatay. Ano naman yung conjugal? May kahati siya, no? Yung surviving spouse. So, doon sa property, na conjugal, yung interest ng or ownership dyan ng namatay, kalahati lang. No? So, yun lang din kalahati ng value ng property ang isa subject sa estate tax. Okay. So, line number 15, we have real properties excluding family home. No? Why excluding family home? Kasi yung family home, hiniwalay siya sa line number 16, especially pag very material na yung amount. Why? Kasi ang family home, meron po tayong exemption na 10 million. No? And then we have personal properties. Number 18, taxable transfer. Number 19, gross estate. So we have determined now the gross estate. And then less ordinary deductions. Ano ba yung mga ordinary deductions na yan? Yun yung mga documentation. And then the estate after deductions. No? Less share of surviving spouse. Okay. So, number 23, estate of the decedent. And then 24, less special deduction. Ano pa itong mga special deductions? Ito yung family home, standard deduction, at saka medical expenses. No? Okay. Yan ang special deductions allowed to estate tax. And then line number 25, we have net taxable estate. No? Less net taxable estate per previously filed estate tax return or estate tax amnesty return. No? If applicable. Equals net taxable estate for amnesty. Magkano ba yan? Applicable tax rate, 6%. No? So, estate tax due. So, item 27 multiplied by the percent, no? Magkano yun sa amnesty natin? 6% lang. Okay. Minimum amnesty amount, ito yung 5,000 if the estate tax due is less than 5,000 pa rin yung babayaran. Amnesty, estate tax payable. No? And then the sworn statement, because this form ng estate tax amnesty is under the perjury of under the penalty of perjury. Why? Kasi pagka nag-sign ka dito, ibig sabihin, totoo lahat yung information nilagay mo. Tax agent accreditation number, attorney's roll, due date of issue and date of expiry, no? Ito may MCLE compliance number, especially sa mga lawyers. Okay. Paid through AEB, branch location, date, no? Okay, so page 2 na po tayo ng estate tax amnesty return, no? So, for the part 4, you have the schedule, no? So, this is the details of property. Schedule 1, we have the real properties, no? So, ano yung mga kailangan na information? The OCT, TCT, or CCT number. And then, the tax declaration number. The location. And then, the classification, the area, and then the zonal value. Paano po ito kinukuha ang zonal value? Kunin po natin sa website ng BAR yung zonal value and then hanapin natin kung nasaan doon yung location ng property, no? Kung saan siya belong at nandoon yung kanyang value. We have fair market value, no? FMV per tax declaration. And we have fair market value whichever is higher, no, between the conjugal and exclusive. Okay. Total. No? So, nakalagay dyan yung total. And then we have Schedule 1A for the family home. No? So, dyan explain dyan yung mga requirements. No? And then Schedule 2, personal properties, no, or shares of stocks. Attach additional sheet if necessary. And then we have the other personal properties, no? We also have the Schedule 3, other personal properties, and then Schedule 4, taxable transfer, no? attach additional sheets if necessary. Okay. And then at the Schedule 5, ordinary deduction is ever is applicable. Huh? Excuse me. And then we have the guidelines and instructions for BIR form number 2118AA, July 2021, no? ANCS or enhanced version. Okay. Okay. So, itong mga guides, no, pakibasa ninyo ito because ang laki pong tulong nito sa atin, no? Ito na yung mga bagong rates. At saka nakalagay din po dito, naka-itemize what are the deductions needed. No? Okay. So, we also have our acceptance payment form or BIR form 0621EA. BIR form siya enhanced July 2021. So, bagong-bago lang. No? So, for the acceptance payment form, you have there the date of death, and then tax type code, and then the description. No? So, estate tax. And we have the taxpayer identification number ng estate ha, nung namatay, hindi nung buhay. We have the RDO code, date of death. No? Ito yung month, date, and year. Okay. Estate of. Okay, napakahaba, no? Kung mahaba yung pangalan. So, 9A zip code. Okay. So, ito na ulit yung part 2, computation of estate tax, amnesty. Estate tax due from BIR form number 2118AA. Okay. Minimum amnesty amount, yun yung sabi natin na hindi umabot ng 5,000 yung babayaran, 5,000 pa rin yung babayaran because the minimum is 5,000. No? And then we have the minimum amnesty amount. We have the amount payable. Okay. So this is also signed under the penalty of perjury. We have also the sample of the certificate of availment of estate tax amnesty, and this is signed by the revenue district officer. No. Okay. So that's all for Revenue Regulation 17-2021. Before we proceed to RMC 91-2021, shout out Sir Eugene at saka question muna.
Good evening. Ask ko lang po saan po pwede mula kay Ruel Besto. Ask ko lang po saan po ako pwede makakuha ng copy ng 2307. Humihingi kasi yung lessor namin.
Yung BIR Form 2307, pwede po kayong mag-download from the EBIR, no? Sa BIR Forms. Meron po dyan sa website po ng BIR, i-download po ninyo, i-print ninyo, and then i-fill up po ninyo yung information ng lessor at saka ng kayo na lessee, and then pirmahan po ninyo, no? Pero dapat nag-remit kayo sa BIR, ni-remit po ninyo yung 5% na rental. Kasi yung 5% na rental, yun po yung nakalagay dyan sa certificate na 2307. Halimbawa, yung rental ninyo is 10,000 a month. Nag-withhold kayo ng 5%, 500. So, magkano na lang yung binabayad ninyo monthly sa lessor? 9,500 plus the 500 na certificate yung sa 2307. So, magkano pa rin yung pakinabang nung may-ari? 10,000 pa rin, no? 9,500 na cash plus yung 500 na certificate of withholding. Okay. Next.
Mula kay Ma'am Rosalina Tune, may limit po ba ang expenses sa pag-file ng estate tax?
O wala naman pong limit as long as reasonable siya at saka yung may resibo, no? Substantiated, no? Ang ganda nung discussion natin sa transfer pricing, no? Yung case ng ASAT, no? ASAT Inc. na yung parent company niya, ASAT Limited. Doon talaga detalye, kasi court, ano na yun eh, decision. Detalye kung ano yung mga requisites ng expenses, ng mga valid expenses, no? So, pwedeng-pwede po. Walang limit. Wala siyang limit na binibigay as long as substantiated na receipts and as long as necessary and ordinary sa estate. Kasi baka naman wala ang limit, pero kung ano-ano na yung mga expenses na hindi naman na dapat. So, necessary and ordinary lang po. Kasi dati, may mga expenses tayo ng estate na may limit. Kagaya ng medical expenses, 500,000 lang. No? Kagaya ng funeral expenses, 5% of the estate. No, ngayon wala ng mga limit. Why? Kasi nilakihan na ang standard deductions, kaya kinain na doon yung funeral expenses at saka yung medical expenses. Because if you try to look at the deductions ngayon, standard deduction is 5 million. Ibig sabihin ng standard deduction na 5 million, hindi yan hinahanapan ng resibo, basta't ibigay ka agad yan sa iyo, basta't may namatay. But noon, yung standard deduction lang is 1 million at saka yung family home 1 million lang. Ngayon nilakihan na, kaya tinanggal na yung mga expenses na may limit. Kinain na siya ng standard deductions na 5 million. Pasama na doon. Okay, next.
Mula kay Ma'am Amazing LB,
Okay,
for clarification lang po ma'am, shout out po doon sa formula to get the share of surviving spouse. Di po ba conjugal properties lang po divided by 2? Kasi ang nakalagay sa formula sa form is 921 divided by 2. Dapat 21B divided by 2.
Opo, nasa ano natin yan eh, nasa form, no? Nasa form yan. At saka may guide tayo dito sa computation, no? Ito sa 21, no? Estate after deductions, no? Less share of the surviving spouse. Item 21, ito yung item 21, estate after deductions divided by 2. So, yung estate after deductions, yun yung divided by 2. Yan ang ibawas natin dito sa share ng surviving spouse, no? Okay. Estate after deductions, kasi yung estate, tinanggal na lahat ng deductions. Sa bagay, tama kayo na lugi ka dito kasi dapat talaga 1/2 eh. No? Bakit sinama pa yung deductions? Because yung deductions, yung 1/2, hindi naman yun kasama. Kaya nga dito sa 22 na less share of surviving spouse, lumiit na siya. No? Kasi may deductions niya, dapat wala. No? But ito po yung binigay ng ng BIR. Pero pag sinundan mo naman yung less na special deductions, malaki pa rin, no? Malaki pa rin. No, may point po kayo doon, ma'am. Pero ang karamihan na sinusundan, itong binigay nila na formula dito sa form, no? Okay. Next.
Wala kay Mary Jane Onal. Madam, dun sa representation expense, may limit po ba? Kasi
Yes.
may mga ibang taxpayer na lahat na expenses sa food. Gustong isama lahat
Hindi
as
po.
expenses. Thank you.
Hindi po, no? Napakaliwanag diyan sa representation expense na ang representation expense is 1% of sales ng goods, ng services, and 1/2% for sale of goods. Ngayon, pwede po ninyong i-claim lahat yung mga expenses ninyo sa food, pero i-reclassify ninyo as other expenses. Huwag ninyong i-classify doon sa entertainment, no? Kasi yung food naman, hindi naman entertainment yan, no? So, para ma-claim nyo lahat, i-classify ninyo na ibang expense, no? Limbawa, meal, no? O kaya employees benefits, then makiklaim ninyo lahat. Huwag nyo namang ilagay lahat doon sa representation, no? Kasi ang representation expense natin, may limit lang yan at hindi ka pwedeng sumobra. Okay. Next.
Mula kay Mix 143.
Okay.
Not sure po if na-mention na ito kanina. RR 16-2021.
Opo.
Ano po yung modes of submission na minention ni BIR sa pag-submit ng soft copies of 2307 and 2316? Silent po kasi sa regulation.
Yung mga unang regulations po ng BIR, pinapasubmit nila itong 2307 at saka 2316 hard copy nung una. Tapos pinagawa nila diskette naman, no? Yung soft copy na diskette, yun ang pinapasubmit sa BIR. Tapos nung huli na yung e-submission naman, no? So iba-iba yung mode na pag-submit po dito. No, ngayon ito na po yung sinasabi nila. Kaya nga inamend na nila yung mga previous regulations ng 2-2015 to 11-2013, 2-2006, inamend na nila yun at ito na yung bago, no? Yung 2307 and 2316. Ito na po yung sundan natin, yung 16-2021.
Next.
Okay.
Mula kay YSJ, evening. Ano po mangyayari if ang title hindi pa na-transfer sa beneficiary more than 10 years but estate tax was paid already?
Violation siya na. Ma-penalize kayo pag nagpunta na kayo sa Register of Deeds para i-transfer, no? Ma-penalize kayo and in fact, mahirapan kayo kasi yung tax clearance, bayad na yung estate tax. Halimbawa, binigyan na kayo ng clearance kasi bayad na ninyo yung estate tax. Babalik kayo ulit sa BIR at magpa-apply kayo ulit ng tax clearance, no? Napakatagal na proseso 'yan. And then pagdating niyan sa Register of Deeds, may penalty na. Okay.
Mula kay Malu Sintos, good evening po.
Okay. Wala na? Okay. So, tapusin po natin itong ating last, no? Itong 91-2021. What is this 91-2021? Ito yung filing of returns and payment of the corresponding taxes due thereon and submission of reports and attachment, no? Falling within the period from August 6, 2021 to August 20, 2021 for taxpayers under ECQ and ECQ, no? Kasi ito yung ating new quarantine classification, no? Nakalagay dito. So, sino yung nasa ECQ? Iloilo City, Iloilo Province, Cagayan de Oro City, Gingoog City, August 1 to 7, 2021. We have MECQ, Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine, Ilocos Norte, Bataan, Lapu-Lapu City, Mandawi City, August 1 to 15, 2021. We have GCQ, no, with heightened restrictions, medyo mahigpit, no? August 1 to 15, 2021. No, sino to? Tinagal nila yung Metro Manila eh, no? Ilocos Sur, Cagayan, Bulacan, Laguna, Lucena City, Cavite, Rizal, Naga City, Antique, Aklan, Bacolod City, Capiz, Negros Oriental, Zamboanga del Sur, Misamis Oriental, Davao City, Davao del Norte, Davao de Oro, Butuan City. August 1 to 15, 2021. No? Ito namang GCQ, General Community Quarantine, August 1 to 30, medyo mahaba-haba, 2021. We have Baguio City, Apayao, City of Santiago, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, Quirino, Quezon, Batangas, Puerto Princesa, Guimaras, Negros Occidental, Zamboanga Sibugay, Zamboanga City, Zamboanga del Norte, Davao Oriental, Davao del Sur, General Santos City, Sultan Kudarat, Sarangani, North Cotabato, South Cotabato, Agusan del Norte, Surigao del Norte, Agusan del Sur, Dinagat Islands, Surigao del Sur, and Cotabato City. No? So yan po yung August 1 to 30 po. And MGCQ, ito yung Modified General Community Quarantine rest of the Philippines na hindi kasama dun sa binanggit natin. So anong sabi po ng BAR? In relation to the possible surge of COVID-19 cases due to the Delta variant, no? Placing the National Capital Region or the NCR and other areas in the country under Enhanced Community Quarantine or ECQ and Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine or MECQ per IATF Resolution number 130-A, no? This circular is hereby issued to extend the deadline of filing of returns and payment of the corresponding taxes due thereon and submission of reports and attachment falling within the period from August 6 to August 20, no? For taxpayers under ECQ and MECQ. The deadline falling within the above-mentioned dates are hereby extended for a period of 15 calendar days. So kung yung deadline niya is August 20, magiging September 5 na siya kasi 15 days, no? September 4 kasi 31 yung August, no? However, if the ECQ and or MECQ will be extended, kasi hindi natin alam, pagka sabi na hanggang August 30 lang, tapos pagka August 30 hanggang September 30, hindi natin alam, nag-i-extend, no? Then the filing of returns and payment of the corresponding taxes due thereon and submission of reports and attachments falling within the period shall also be extended by 15 calendar days from the lifting of the ECQ and MECQ. Taxpayers during the said period may pay internal revenue taxes at the nearest authorized agent banks or AABs, no? So pwede naman magbayad sa bangko, notwithstanding RDO jurisdictions. File and pay the corresponding tax due thereon to the concerned revenue collection officers of the nearest RDO, even in areas where there are AABs, no? Kahit may authorized agent bank, pwede daw magbayad sa revenue collection officers. And then provided that payment of internal revenue taxes in cash should not exceed 20,000, no? Kasi cash ang ibabayad mo dun sa revenue collection officers. So while those for check payment will have no limitation if the same is made with RCO in the district office, provided further that all checks shall be made payable to the Bureau of Internal Revenue with or without IFO name and TIN, no, of the taxpayer, written on the check as previously required, and that the name and branch of the receiving AAB may no longer be indicated therein, no? Pero yung mga bangko kasi stricto sila. Ito, memo lang to ng BAR. Pero para sa akin, hindi naman mabigat yung requirement ng bank. Follow na lang natin, no? Kasi ano namang bang hirap nung lagyan mo siya ng IFO name and TIN of the taxpayer, no? Madali lang naman yun. Pay taxes through the following online payment facilities, no? Ginagawa na natin to at saka meron na kaming pre-recorded video dyan, in-upload na ni Harry yung how to pay in GCash, no? Yun yung marami. So, may payment facilities po yung Land Bank of the Philippines for taxpayer who have ATM, no? And we have Development Bank of the Philippines or the DBP, Pay Tax Online for holders of Visa, MasterCard, credit card, and or BankNet, no? ATM debit card. We also have Union Bank online web and mobile payment facility, no? And then mobile payment, GCash or Paymaya. Pero alam ko mas marami yung nagbabayad sa GCash, no? Kasi mas mabilis yan, tapos mas madali, mas convenient, no? Kasi yung GCash, madali ka lang magpa-load no? Kahit saan. If the extended deadline falls on a non-working day or a holiday, the same shall be on the next working holiday. Ganun naman talaga. Pagka holiday yung deadline, the next working day po. Limbawa, ang deadline is Saturday. So, kailan yung next working day? Monday. Halimbawa, ang deadline is Sunday. So, yung next working day is Monday. No? Yun na yung pinaka-deadline. Okay. So, yan po yung 91-2021 na yung during ECQ, extended ng 15 days po yung deadline. No? Kagaya din yun nung nag-lockdown tayo nung matagal. No? Extended yung deadline natin for how many months then. Okay? Meron pa?
Meron. May
Okay.
katanungan pa tayo, no?
Okay.
Wala kay Rosalina Tune.
Okay.
Pero ma'am, kapag prepare po ba ng income statement, tama po ba net of VAT at withholding taxes expanded ang pagpresenta ng mga expenses po?
Ay, net of VAT lang po, pero kasama yung expanded, no? Huwag ninyong tanggalin ang expanded. Halimbawa, sa rental, di ba yung rental, meron siyang 5% na withholding. Kasama po yun sa expenses, ang withholding. Why? Kasi, although nirimit mo yun sa BAR, that still belongs to the lessor. Kaya nga may 2307 siya. Kaya ang expenses, kasama ang withholding but net of VAT. No? Hindi kasama ang VAT. Pero pag kayo ay non-VAT, doon sa expenses nyo, kasama ang VAT. No? Kasama ang VAT. Kasi expenses nyo yun eh. At saka pagka non-VAT ka, wala kang pakialam doon sa input-output. No? Lahat ng nasa resibo mo, you can claim them as an expense. Sakit ang tuhod. Sige.
Next. Wala kay Miss Lilian Yao.
Oh, si Ma'am Lilian. Very masipag. Opo.
Regarding din po sa transfer of title, what if inabutan ng pandemic at lockdown ang pag-file at pag-transfer sa beneficiaries? Pero
Okay.
nabayaran naman ang estate tax.
Malilate po kayo doon sa Register of Deeds. No? At wag nyo lang paabutin na yung delay nyo is 1 year. Kasi, halimbawa, meron kayong tax clearance na. No? Nag-file na kayo ng estate tax. Pero kayong tax clearance, within 1 year, hindi na siya tatanggapin ng Register of Deeds. Babalik na muna kayo sa BAR at apply ninyo ulit. Hindi na kayo magbabayad. Pero, i-apply nyo ulit kasi over 1 year na, parang expired na siya. No? Hindi na tatanggapin ng Register of Deeds. Yun ang magiging consequence pag hindi nyo na transfer yung title. No?
Pagkakalam po, madam, kahit may pandemic, tuloy-tuloy pa rin sila eh. Basta magpa-appointment ka lang.
Yes.
Tuloy-tuloy pa rin sila. So, mula kay Mix143, hindi po kasi na-mention sa RR 16-21 kung paano po i-submit ang soft copies. Through DVD pa rin po ba o EAPS? Hopefully, mag-issue si BAR ng RMC on this.
Kaya nga, opo, tama po yan. Kasi hindi tayo pwedeng mag-assume dito eh. No? So, since soft copy na ito, mas maganda mag-online na kayo, no? Through a filing.
Submission ba yan, madam?
Oo, i-submission kasi ano na siya eh. Soft copy na. No? Pero, dapat may clarification pa to. So, hopefully, this is an RR, Revenue Regulations. Magkakaroon sila ng clarificatory through RMC, no? Revenue Memorandum Circular.
Next.
Okay.
Malu Sintos.
Okay.
Wala kay Malu Sintos. Sa income tax filing at meron po 2307 na i-apply, pwede po ba na wala attachment na 2307 kasi hindi pa-give na client?
Hindi po. Dapat naka-attach. Pero kung halimbawa deadline na or whatever, hindi naman mahigpit ang BAR. But be sure lang later. Kasi nangyari sa akin yan eh. Nung nag-file ako ng income tax return ko, walang 2307. No? Hindi naman ako na-audit ng BAR. Pero nung nag-file na ako ng accreditation ko sa BAR, hinahanap yung lahat ng 2307. No?
Next. Mula kay Irish Mendoza, ibig sabihin po, if non-VAT taxpayer, pwede naman pong i-claim in full ang binayaran
Yes po.
sa isang VAT registered supplier.
Yes po. Pwede. Kasi bakit? Anong treatment pag non-VAT? Charge to expense. Lahat. No? Hindi mo kailangan na bawasan mo ng input tax. Kasi unang-una, hindi mo naman magamit yung input tax doon because you are a non-VAT taxpayer. Pero pag VAT ka, that's the other way around, na talagang net of VAT mo yung mga expenses mo. Okay. Okay? Wala?
Wala na question.
Okay, so tapos na rin po yung ating tax updates. Ano bang i-wish ko sa inyo? Good luck o kaya ingat sa lockdown, no? Bukas na mag-uumpisa. Kaya hindi natin alam, pero at least pray lang po tayo na okay pa rin tayo kahit lockdown na naman ulit, no? Yung, hindi ko ma-imagine kasi yung iba na talagang hirap na sa buhay, then nagla-lockdown pa, no? Pero pray lang po tayo na guided tayo at saka yung mga needs natin, at least nandyan. So, pray lang po talaga and stay safe, no? With that, I would like to say thank you and let's call it a night.
Okay, thank you sa mga nagano ngayon. Yung mga may next question pa, pwede mo na kayo mag-comment. May mga gusto pa kayong topic na sabihin. Good night sa inyo lahat. Maraming salamat. See you on next live streaming.
Okay. So, thank you din po, Sir Eugene. Siya yung nag-assist sa atin ngayon.